I decided I'm bored and I'm going to go through some of the books I have read, and even if it was a very long time ago, and talk about them with you, because why not? So, also, if you've read any of these books and you're like, Jazzy, that's not what happened, you stupid piece of shit. It's been a long time. Oh, come the boys. Come the boys. It's because I haven't read them in a year or more. For starters, I think I'm gonna start with a Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Okay, so instead of explaining like a very brief description, I'm gonna give you guys everyone a brief description of the book, and by brief description, I mean I'm gonna read the back of it for you because I'm terrible at describing things, and then I'm gonna get more into my like thoughts and opinions on certain parts of it. But yeah, so if you like this, or if I get bored again because no one really watches these videos, which I don't give a shit, it's not for you, it's for me, so fuck off. Don't leave. Don't leave me. I'm kidding. I don't know why I talk like this. Words, you know? Anyways, this is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty popular high school senior Auntie Belle was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Sing. I deeply apologize for names, by the way. I am very terrible with names and pronouncing names, especially, you know, non-American names. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Don't kill me. So if I get names wrong, I will. And like I've looked it up, but it wasn't helpful, and I don't trust Google Translate. So Sal Sing. I'm gonna go with Sing for now, but I feel like that's wrong. Who then killed himself. So Andy was killed by her boyfriend, Sal, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about. And 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project, at first just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. This is a series. It does have 2 more books. I have read the entire series. I am in the middle of rereading it, which is why you see my little bookmark, which in all reality, I'm gonna be 100% for real with you, is a ring pop wrapper. I actually convinced one of my friends to read this because they were like, Chazzy, what's good at this store? And I went, does it have the little thing? She went, yeah. And I was like, okay, read it. Anyway, so I absolutely adore this series. It is so good, so well written. It's done in a very interesting way, especially the first one, because it's a school project and they have to log it. It's this thing called a capstone project for them. And so there's like a log, and what I very much like is you can tell when it's in the log, because so like there's the normal text, right? And then in the log it's different, and this is where she, like, Pip, the main character, records like police transcripts and her findings and stuff. What I very much like is, so for starters, it's very true to like criminal process and law. Like, it is very much not like, because when there's this one point where they reject some of her freedom of information requests, and they're citing like actual reasons and like the specific state they're in, Connecticut general statutes and stuff, right? I also like that as it goes through, like as she's doing her preliminary research and stuff, there's she cites websites, and a lot of these are actual websites. I mean, some of them are in fact made up because it is for the specific place, but like missingpersonstats.com, pretty sure that's a real one, and a lot of the statistics are true, like how long before they take someone as like who's missing as not running away as being missing. But I just want to say it's beautifully written. I absolutely loved it. The plot twists were great. I'm a little bit stupid. I'm gonna put this out here, so maybe I just didn't get like the plot twist at first, and they were so easy to tell. But in my opinion, it was absolutely delicious. Loved the romance between her and Sal's younger brother, Ravi. Absolutely love Ravi. He's just You know, I love Pip's friends. I love the entire friend group. I feel like it is a good representation of a teenager who gets obsessed with something. And her friend group's a really good representation of typical teenagers. I say this as a teenager myself, because, you know, there's the one who's with boys all the time. There's the gay one, which, you know, there's always a gay one. Or there's just the single straight one in the friend of gays. Who knows? But there's some guys in it. It's not just like an all-girl friend group where they just do girly things and talk about boys and hit each other with pillows every night, like, and do makeup. That's not. There's the one who doesn't. There's the one who does. It's like, it's very good. Love the, first of all, the diversity in it in general is absolutely amazing. I'm terrible with names. I would say there are sad moments, like, tragically, her dog does die. Her dog does die. And I did cry. I'm gonna be honest, I cried. I'm not gonna review the other two just because I haven't read those recently, and I'm gonna be for real. The last one, I'm drawing a blank on what happened in it. All I know is it was really good. I do that a lot. But that is a good girl's guide to murder. I highly suggest it. Okay, next. I've got a little stacky stack. I think I'm gonna go with Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is by Holly Jackson, by the way. Anyways, this is pretty sure there's 4 or 5 books in this series. I have read it all. It is about mermaids, but badass mermaids, and there's like murder and stuff. But anyways, I'll read the back for you. Oh, shit. Oh yeah. Daughter of Marrow, find the 5, brave enough to keep hope alive, one whose heart will hold the light, one possessed of a prophet's sight, one who does not yet believe, thus has no choice but to deceive, one with spirit sure and strong, one who sings all creatures' songs, together find the talismans belonging to the 6 who ruled, hidden under treacherous waters after light and darkness duel. Okay, so essentially, Daughter of Marrow, right, that is the main character, Seraphina. She is a mermaid. She's a princess mermaid, and these mermaids, they use song for magic. So they will sing something, and it'll cause something to happen, right? There's a specific one in here, like a shorter one. I can't find it right now. Oh, yes, I can. Never mind. Can't find that one. Oopsies. Damn it, Spring. Damn. I liked it right now, so it's okay. Anyways, I absolutely adore this book. I did read it originally in middle school, so it is, while there is, like, harsher language, it is in the way that fantasy books do it. Fantasy books for kids, like, think of, like, Percy Jackson and the way they curse. It's like, you know, they curse, but they don't actually do it, or they do it in, like, made-up curse words. They do that, too, and I do want to say, I absolutely love all of the characters. I personally think, especially for, like, a kid, I wouldn't say kids, but, like, for a middle school-ish book series, it is very well written. For a book about mermaids, it's not the typical, I'm a pretty princess, and I'm gonna go do pretty princess mermaid things, which I feel like there's a lot of those out there. No hate to those, some of those are really good. But this is definitely very much, there is fights, there is blood, and there's gore, and there's darker themes. And I think it is just so well written. And I very much love everything that the characters go through. There's not, like, a character where it's their point of view, and I'm like, I'm gonna skip this, like there is in a lot of books. That happens to me in a lot of books. Not with this series. I think it is so amazingly written for what it is. And while the plot isn't the most unique thing ever, I think it has such unique twists. Sorry. And then it has such unique twists to it that it is kind of its own thing. It is kind of a thing that I have not personally seen it before. It's not like I've seen every book out there, so maybe there's like one that was made way before this. It's like an exact replica. I doubt it, but if there is, go for it. Go for it. That is that. It is a longer series. It is not 3. I'm pretty sure it's 4 or 5. So there is more to talk about with that. But I want to say my favorite character would probably be Astrid. She is the one who does not believe, by the way. Pro tip. She's the one who doesn't believe and thus has no choice but to deceive. I love her. I think she's so cool, and her character story and her background and her development is just gorgeous. She's gorgeous. They're all pretty. They're, you know. Next, I'm gonna go with Nimona. This is the graphic novel. I absolutely adore it. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. There is a couple changes from the movie. This was made for the movie. So the movie did make a couple changes, like Ballister Boldheart in the movie is actually Ballister Blackheart in this. I'm pretty sure Golden Loin is still Golden Loin. I absolutely love the art for it. It's so cute, and like it's got its own little thing, okay? And I don't actually know if there's more of these. I feel like, because they did change it. They did change some things. It's just, personally, I do like the movie more, just because I love the animation, and I love how, what with the music, and the voice acting and everything, and it's, you know, that's my own personal opinion. I did watch the movie before reading it, and I cried for the movie, I'm gonna be honest. The movie made me cry a couple times. It was just so, it was, you know, it was amazing, but I will read the back for you. A sidekick and a supervillain, Nimona and Lord Blackheart are about to wreak some serious havoc. Their mission? Prove to the kingdom that Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin and his buddies at the Institution of Law Enforcement and Heroics aren't the heroes everyone thinks they are. Nemesis, dragon, science, civilism. You know? But I do... Let me calm down for a second. The way they characterize Nimona in this, especially with the whole... It is definitely, like, symbolism for being queer and being gender fluid, in my opinion, what with being a shapeshifter. And in the movie, there was this one scene, I don't actually know if it's in here, I haven't read this in a very long time, where she like, transforms into a young boy, and then Ballister's like, you're a boy, and Nimona's all like, I am right now, and then he runs off to do his thing, right? And then Ballister's like, what the fuck, you know? And so, I'm being honest, I do headcanon, but I'm pretty sure it's heavily implied that Nimona is, in fact, gender fluid, and then Blackheart and Golden Loin, which I love that name, it's just so goofy, is... Stella, don't chew yourself, okay? How's your tooth doing, Baba? Be a good boy, okay? Hi! He got a surgery recently, my little guy, and he got a tooth pulled, so he's doing okay. He's doing great, actually. But he's a little clingy. I'm not mad. I'm clingy as well, so, you know? I love the queer representation. I love the ending for the movie and for this, although I do wish that they would make another movie, I'm being honest. I'm trying not to put too many spoilers for things, you guys. I know I'm spoiling some things, but, you know. So that's Nimona. Sorry if none of this is making sense. This is more for me than anything else, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Not to be mixed up with Holly Jackson from Good Girls Guide to Murder, because for some reason I thought they were the same author for the longest time. Anyways, Cruel Prince, this one is very popular, and I believe it deserves popularity. Sharpen your blade, harden your heart. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, so 17, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there. But many of the Fae, the fairies, not like little pixies, but Fae, so, you know, I can get into more of that. But many of the Fae despise human, especially Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. So, she is a mortal, and she is in the land of the Fae. She's in a fairy. And fairy all have this magic, and they can bewitch people, and there's certain things they can and can't do, and they don't age. They don't sweat, they don't do any of that. But Jude, as a 17-year-old human, she's struggling. The Fae hate her. Her classmates hate her. She is constantly being bullied. She is begging her father, Madoc, who is a member of the Fae, adopted father technically, to become essentially a knight, because he has taught her and her 2 sisters, although pretty sure one of them never actually did it. I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty sure she never showed up. But the other, Taryn, was definitely twin, by the way. So they'd look very similar. As twins do. As twins do. You guys know what twins are. Pasha. You guys ever cough and then lose your all thoughts gone. All gone, you know? Trying to get comfy. Just like my little baby. Anyways, Jude is an absolute badass, okay? I love Jude. She is probably one of my favorite. And she's not even she's not like a Mary Sue type badass. She has her flaws. And her flaw is that she's mortal. She is a human. But she does certain things to get rid of certain vulnerabilities she has. Like, she slowly poisons herself to build up a tolerance. She does certain things. And not only is she strong, she is incredibly smart. She's not so smart that it's, like, not believable. She is smart, she is cunning, she is a brilliant character, and well-written, and Cardan is one of her bullies in the beginning. It is an enemies to lovers, by the way. This is also a series. But I highly recommend it. I'm sorry if my reviews for all these books are like, that makes no sense, I don't want to read that to you. Well, it's not even really, I don't know, I just get bored sometimes, and what else to do but make stupid YouTube videos in the hopes that someone will see it and someone will enjoy it, you know? But, yeah. I'm sorry. Next, I'm gonna go with Solo Leveling. So this is, in fact, a manhwa, which is essentially a comic. It does have a comic version of it, and you can find that online anywhere. I did read the novel series first, and then I read the comic. It also has a anime now. It has 1 season of an anime. It's not completed. I'm pretty sure they are doing another season. And there's also a game. But it is very popular. It is not exactly the first of its kind, but it's most well known as the system leveling up type thing. Strongest, the weakest of something to the strongest. It is that hunter leveling up system thing that people have got going on. But I'll read the back for you. The weakest hunter of all mankind. E-rank hunter Jin Woo-sung has no money, no talent, and no prospects to speak of, and apparently no luck either. When he enters a hidden double dungeon one fateful day, he's abandoned by his party and left to die at the hands of some of the most horrific monsters he's ever encountered. But just before the last fatal blow, bing! Congratulations on becoming a player. So it's that system, video game-esque type thing. And it's amazing. I love Sung Jin-woo. I love how, despite the fact that he knows the system is overpowered, he still has to work for most of his stuff. Like, he gets punished if he doesn't do, I'm pretty sure it's 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, a 100-kilometer run every single day. If he doesn't do it, he's punished, and he's constantly being wounded and being injured and struggling. It's not like he's suddenly magically overpowered. No, there's still people stronger than him, and he's slowly working his way up. And personally, I like the original comic. I didn't like how the newer one, that's because it started up again, just because I don't like the romance in it. And I do like romance as a subplot, but I want him to be, I liked the ending. I liked the original ending. And while I love seeing him again, I wasn't a fan of the romance. I'm being honest. Nothing wrong with the girl. She's not bad. It's not toxic. It's not crazy. I'm just not a fan. That is my opinion on it. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. But essentially, he gets a system, think of like a video game leveling up type system, and he works his way up, and he battles things, and he figures out where his dad went, and all that stuff, all that good stuff, and he saves people, and he gets a dragon, and who doesn't love dragons, you know? We all love dragons. You like dragons? You like dragons, yeah, you do. Trust me on this one, you like dragons. And so for the next book, and the final book I will be reviewing today, The Husky and White Cat Shih Tzu. So, first of all, this is the second one. I will be reading the first, but I did loan that to a friend, so I'll have the second one with me today. And I also want to start by saying, I have not read the second. I have not read the second book. I've only read the first so far. But, it was good. I have a couple little interesting about it. But, it is a danmei, by the way, so it is translated from Chinese, and it is like the cultivation thing. I don't know if you know what that is. It's the whole cultivation, you know, good and bad, light and dark type thing. And it is one of the ones where the main character was a bad guy and then died and went either to the past or got a new body or something like that. And it's reliving. It's reliving or trying to figure certain things out. I do have to say, if you're going to read this, or honestly any of the books I've shown today, definitely read and look up trigger warnings, especially for this book, especially heavily for this book and this series, because it does have a lot of heavier topics, a lot of heavier themes. The age gap is interesting, because while he did come back from the past, well, no, he came back from the future, so he's back to the past in his, like, 17-year-old self body, but he was, like, 80, I don't know if it is 80, but he was definitely above, like, 30-ish when he died, so he's, like, mentally full-grown, but his body isn't, and he's, like, there's a whole thing between him and his teacher, and his teacher's attracted to him, and it's, like, his teacher doesn't want anything to do with him, because he's like, I know I shouldn't be attracted to him, but he's all, like, heavily, you know, just, I can't even read the back of the first, because, yeah. I do have to say the art for these books are always gorgeous. This one doesn't have a lot of art as far as I can tell, but the art is amazing. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. I love these so much. The covers are gorgeous. The characters, the writing is amazing. But heavily look up trigger warnings for all of these. Heavily abide to said trigger warnings. And just be aware that especially the Husky White Cat Shih-Tzu, and most Danmei in general, do have a lot of heavier topics and more forbidden aspects to them. There was another book I was reviewing, but only the first is out, and I've only gone like halfway through it, and I don't want to do that yet. But it is also a heavily interesting age gaps. There's a lot of age gaps in Danmei, a lot of more toxic relationships, or relationships that start out toxic, or that it's like, is this like, because it's technically like, I'm just gonna go out with Murazushi, okay? Very popular, one of the more well-known ones by MXTX, one of my personal favorites by MXTX. Wei Wuxian is, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just grab the book if I can. Because I do have it on my shelf. Oops, didn't mean to do that, Mr. Bear. Here we go. So, he, on the first page of the book, okay? On the first page of the book, literally first page, first sentence is, Fridge House, Wei Wuxian is dead. Okay? So he dies. And then like 10-ish years later, he comes back in the body of a 17-year-old, okay? So this would make his Lan Wangji, his romantic interest, like 30-ish, and the body he's in 17. But Lan Wangji knows he's Wei Wuxian. He knows he's Wei Wuxian, and he knows that, like, because Wei Wuxian still has all his memories and is still technically, like, 30-something, he's just in the body of a 17-year-old. So it makes it all complicated, and again, especially if you are going to read this, although I highly recommend it, trigger warnings, because, you know, he needs therapy. He does too, but he needs therapy. There's a lot of gore, blood, heavier topics. Heavy topics. But just with all of these books, any books that are recommended ever by anyone, not just me, I suggest trigger warnings and just looking up, hey, would I be okay reading this? Is this something I'm interested in? And especially because I'm not really, like, explaining every little thing that happens. I'm not giving a full review. I'm just putting up my thoughts on it. Yeah. And honestly, I kind of want to do more books. So I'm about to make a part 2 for funsies. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something else. I don't know. I'm bored. I would like to say, enjoy if you read any of these books. Enjoy. If you've read these books and you think I'm completely wrong and I'm stupid and I'm dumb, you know what? Tell me in the comments. I don't care. I would love to debate with you over whether these books are good or not. And again, these are just my opinions. I can't say for a fact, hey, this book is the best book you'll ever read. I know that for a fact. Because everyone likes different things. Everyone likes different types of books. Everyone likes different genres, likes different character arcs, different character types. So, just, you know, read the trigger warnings, have fun, read books, enjoy. Just, you know, do some reading. Is that right, Kistepos? Alright, bye-bye.